In our previous video, we created a new table called training using the code that's on screen at the moment. If we now wanted to change some of the data within the table, and by data I mean how the table is actually constructed, we have two options. We can either delete the table entirely, including all of the data, and then recreate the table from scratch. But that way we're going to lose all of the data, and it's not very efficient. The second way is to use the alter command. With the alter command, we simply use the word alter table and the name of the table that we want to alter. If we decided, for example, that instead of the course name being varchar 50, we wanted it to be varchar 100, we can use the command change after this. We then specify the name of the column that we want to change, and then what we want to change it to. If we describe the table now, we're going to see that this is now changed to varchar 100, which is in line with what we wanted to do here. The change command also allows us to change the name of the column. So if we wanted this to be course title instead, and we run this command again, which again is going to automatically describe the table for us, we see that this is already changed for us to course title. If you wanted to just modify the commands without actually running the risk of actually changing the name of any columns, you can use the word modify instead of the word change. This will allow us to change the details of the column without running the risk of damaging the actual construction of the table itself. So in this instance, we're going to change this to course title, and we're going to say not null. And this has changed the value of null to here. If we wanted to allow null values, we would simply do this, which allows null values to be included. But we don't want empty rows in our table, and so we do actually want this to be not null. Now what if we wanted to add a new column into our table? Well, what we would do is, instead of modifying this, we would add, and then we would specify the actual construction details of the column that we want to add, in the same way as we did when we were adding columns in the create section. So we could, for example, describe the course duration, and that could be an integer, which will now add another column in called course duration integer. And again, we can use the alter command or the modify command to change any of the parameters that we need to change. If we then decide that we don't actually want this column, we can just change the word add to drop and remove the actual data types or any other construction values from the command. When we run this now, this will drop the actual column for us, including any data that was stored in that column. So if you are going to use the drop command, make sure you either have a backup of the data within the column, or you know for sure that the column is definitely not needed, and you're not going to have any consequences from deleting the data.